Welcome to week 2, aka Evan Clay Hate Week. Had to bring back this classic meme. We're taking down the Jedi this week. Old Miss Law students. Down with Evan Clay. I'm fresh off work, ready to give you guys week 2 predictions. A huge week, a lot of good games, a lot of good fantasy matchups, and we have a fire Thursday night game to get into. I'm fresh off work, build some hours, and rushed home so I could do the real important work. Let's get into it. Yeah, so before I get into week 2, here's how I did week 1 picks. Not fantastic. Let's get into week 2. So yeah, let's start with the aforementioned me versus Clay, and holy shit, we are projected. On my computer, it goes to another decimal point. We are both projected 1.24 or 124.85. So we're projected the exact same amount. Poor Evan has to start the season with me and Rob, who were the 2 highest scores last week, and our teams look really good. This is going to be a crazy matchup. Oh my God. It's going to be what Josh Allen and James Cook do tonight. I will know by tonight if I'm winning this matchup or not. I like Breece Hall against Tennessee. That's a real makeshift defense that kind of got torched. Actually, no. They did okay against Caleb Williams. Is Tennessee's defense good or Caleb Williams bad? I don't know. Breece Hall hopefully will do good. He wasn't great. I'm hoping Terry McLaurin gets shit done. I just have no faith in my tight end. But I'm picking myself simply because J.K. Dobbins gets to play against the Carolina Panthers. And if you have anyone on the Chargers on your team, put him in your lineup. Carolina's awful. I do like Jaden Daniels against the Giants. Hopefully Terry cancels him out. I'm picking myself here in what might be the highest scoring matchup of the week. And Evan might be the most unlucky person ever if he loses to me this week, because that would suck. On to the next one. Fuck Evan Clay. All right, so the next matchup here is Pushan versus Brett. I see from earlier, Brett followed my advice. He put Gus Edwards in instead of someone else. Because I don't care if Gus Edwards is a backup. He's playing the Carolina Panthers. He's going to get at least double-digit fantasy points. So you have to start him. You don't have a choice. Raheem Mostert out for Brett, and he put him in. Yeah, tough scene. Higgins is out too, which means he's got to start Deontay Johnson. I'm taking Poosh here because I really like Devin Singletary against Washington. Our defense is awful. He gets Hayden Hurst against Carolina. Their defense is awful. Hopefully Waddle will have a good day for him, just to try and cancel out CeeDee Lamb. But I think Stroud's going to do better than Burrow. I think Kieran Williams is going to do way better than Jacobs. Etienne, Gus. I like Pushan's team here. Brett, without Higgins and Mostert, this team is barely going to be able to scrape by. You better hope Joe Burrow turns back into MVP form. Woo. Another great matchup here. We got Makosi versus Hayden. Let's see. Hayden is a slight favorite, and he benefited a lot from very smart drafting and then Christian McCaffrey getting hurt. Because right now he gets to play Jordan Mason, who looked like fucking prime. Jesus Christ. He looked like CMC out there. At some point we have to just wonder, is it the Niners or is it Christian McCaffrey? But yeah, instead of starting Tony Pollard or Devontae Williams, he gets to start Jordan Mason. It's going to be Barkley and Mason kind of canceling each other out. Aaron Jones probably do better than Zamir White. Hill and a lot. I do like Kupp. God, this is such a close game. I like DJ Moore better than Brian Thomas in the flex. I just don't know. This is going to be such a good game. I'm going to take Hayden here simply for Tua and Mason. Not Tua. Tyreek and Mason. And hopefully the Tua stack will do him some good here. This is going to be a close one. I'm a little scared that Cooper Kupp might be wide receiver 1, and I'm making a really bad choice here. But we'll see. Ooh. Briggs was the lowest score by far last week, and here we are. He is outright projected to lose by 19 points. That's one of the biggest spreads I think I've ever seen. Oh, that's so bad. Yeah, he's starting Chase Brown, which is just absolutely not what you like to see. It was very obvious that he was the backup last week, even though it kind of seemed at the beginning of the year he might be splitting snaps. Nobody on his bench he can plug in except Isaiah Likely, but it's kind of hard after 1 week to not start Andrews. Briggs might be fucked. Rachaad White shared a lot of snaps last week, too. Oh, no. Briggs. Herbert is... I mean, he's playing against Carolina, so maybe he'll do good this week, but that's a running team. Oh, no. Briggs is like one Amon-Ra sprained ankle away from maybe not winning a game this season. Kyle, put him away. I'm taking Kyle here, obviously. Kyle's predicted the most points this week. Lamar against Vegas is going to be brutal. I think Debo and the Niners are going to do crazy things to Sam Darnold in Minnesota. Oh, my God. Brian Robinson Jr., he was RB1 last week. That's big for Maish. He gets to put him in the flex against a bad Giants team. I like Maish's team. I like Najee against Denver, too. A lot of good matchups here. Only good matchup over here is, I guess, Mark Andrews. It's Kyle. It's Kyle. Briggs. In a 14-man league, getting the waiver wire doesn't help that much unless it's like a Puka last year. You got Isaiah Likely. Congrats. Now you get to choose every week, and I guarantee you'll make the wrong choice. Jesus. These spreads, other than the Briggs game, these spreads are crazy close. So Rob is projected to beat Cal by 0.7. And I like Cal's lineup this week a lot more than I did last week. I don't like it. The Atlanta players, though. Kirk Cousins looked like his Achilles had been torn like yesterday. Maybe he's old. Maybe he's just not fully healed, but he looked slow and horrible. Obviously, you would hope Jamar Chase bounces back, but you don't guaranteed. If I was Rob, I'd probably start Ladd McConkey against Carolina because, once again, it's Carolina. Herbert's going to have to throw it to somebody. But I am going to take... Did that freeze? I don't know. Okay, I'm taking Rob here. God, I hope that's okay. Dak's going to have a good... you just look at the teams. I like his running backs a little better. A.J. Brown is a good foil for Jamar Chase, and then you just got to assume Chris Godwin's going to be a little more, and Sam Laporta are going to be a little more consistent than London and Pitts. And he can still toss in Ladd McConkey, but Jameson Williams looked awesome last week anyway. Taking Rob here. Rob is still my winner pick for a reason. Let's get it. All right, Ish versus Sutton, and I am taking Ish here because it does not look like McCaffrey's going to play. That would be a big game changer for a couple of matchups if he did. Mason, obviously, for Hayden wouldn't be as big. But I'm starting to come around on Ish's team and why ESPN had him ranked number 1. If Zeke can just be anything like sniffing a decent RB1, this is going to be a good team. Jefferson does have a bad matchup this week, but the rest of his matchups are pretty favorable. You got a couple Vegas games. You got Kittle against Minnesota. I like it. Sutton, I think, might have gotten lucky last week with a good Kyler game and a good Kamara game, and the go fast boy in Kansas City got 2 touchdowns. I mean, obviously that could happen again, but without McCaffrey, the risk of having the number 1 pick, I'm taking Ish. And last but certainly not least is my new loser predicted team versus Rag. Yep, Scott is fucked. Kenneth Walker didn't practice. Tyler Lockett is injured. And you don't want to have to start 3 Seattle dudes. Jake Ferguson didn't practice. And Puka is on the IR. This team is so cooked. His only chance is if A-Chain doesn't play, which it's kind of looking like. And then this would be... Rag would have the worst running back room of all time if he had to start Eckler and Warren. I'm taking Rag, but if A-Chain doesn't start, I'm going to really regret that decision. All right, yeah, so here are my week 2 predictions officially. I'm really nervous about Rag Scott because A-Chain is a game-time decision, but I love the rest of my picks. I love me going to 2-0 and Rob meeting me there. Let's get after it. Great game tonight. Let's play football. Ah!